This is the story of the van that never stops giving. Alright, what we have here is a 97 40 Econoline. And the story I got with it is that the guy was going to try and fix it up, but realized there was too much wrong with it. So he turned it over to me, and that's kind of where it started. First and foremost, it does have a good engine in it, and that's what I bought it for, was the engine. But then I started messing with it a little bit more and realized that maybe it was a little bit better than that. He said that was accurate mileage. When it first came in, it had this trunnion, I don't know if they call it that, where the ignition switch goes. They had busted this out completely because they had lost the keys. So I found a two-wheel drive, non-tilt, out of an F-250 pickup, and this part right here was actually the same. You can see where the tilt mechanism goes. That's where it clamps, where those pins are right there. That's where the teeth are for this thing right here. So it needed that. Now I've put tires on this. There's one used one there, but it's got the ones in the back that are pretty bad. As a matter of fact, the front tire that I pulled actually had the air valve was broken on it, so once I moved it, it actually deflated. And he had put a fuel pump in it. However, it had such rotten gas in it that it needed a new fuel pump put in it. Now, after the fuel pump was installed, I put that in and started it, and the battery light was on. So I checked charging system and came to the conclusion that the alternator had failed. So I had to put a alternator in it. Then another thing was it kept trying to stall out every time I ran it for a few minutes. So I had to put a new mass airflow sensor in there. Also, when I first got it, of course the battery was actually missing. He had taken the new battery out that he had put in. So I had to buy a new battery. This is this is one of those blemished batteries. The sticker got ripped off of it. Still a good battery. It's a 65 650, I believe. Also, the starter. Went to start it one day and I thought it was fine. And there I found the problem. Missing tooth on the armature. So it needed a starter as well. So now we're getting back tires put on it. We found a good deal on eBay. And also there's a couple other things that we're going to do. I'm going to clean out the interior, and I've got to fix the seat. Now the seat is another story. It had this chunk of foam just chopped right out of it, like somebody had deliberately wanted to cut it and had already written the van off. So I had to find an old seat out of a car and cut a piece and try to form it in there as best as I could to try and make it work. And then I started to sew this. I could buy a whole new pad, but these pads are about $220, and then the foam was another $150. So I wanted to do things a little cheaper and see if I could get this fixed up without going to too much expense. What I might do is take the passenger side seat bottom and put it in here, since it's a high wearing side, and then put this one on the passenger side. So this will be on the inside. I'll go ahead and keep sewing on it and see what I can do to get it sewed back together, but I've got gaps and things like that, and I'll have to trim the foam and all that kind of stuff to make this work. So hopefully I can get it going. And then on top of that, it'll need a good cleaning. As you can see, it's stained pretty good. It didn't have any seats when I got it. They've cut the seat belts. They've got one of them down there that's loose. That one's tied in knots, and a couple in the back are cut. But overall, I think it's a good van for maybe moving or doing some other stuff. I mean, vans are kind of come and go as their popularity. This one, I've got everything back together on the column. Airbag, of course the airbag light's on because the steering wheel airbag is off, but I found this key and this ignition switch off of 2002 F-250, and transplanted that whole trunnion in there that was broken. It came with a key. So it seems to run good. It's quiet. I think it's got a little bit of a misfire, but it's a 97, so it doesn't have DSL in the computer, so it's not as user-friendly to diagnose. So I'm going to have to go one piece at a time, and every once in a while it kind of smooths out, so maybe ram a set of plugs and coil boots and see where we're at, and could be ultimately. Anyway, thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next one.